Okay, so first video for deferred lighting, we had a look at the ship deferred lighting, and on the second video here we're going to have a quick look at the weapons and see how we've attached light nodes to the disruptors and torpedoes, and just generally the visual effects that gives us. So to start off with, I'm just going to load up a few Defiant class ships. And the idea is that these guys should eventually turn around and attack us. There we go. Hopefully they will show us roughly what to expect from the system. You can see that I'm not using a small amount of ships here. So hopefully the performance of this should tell us roughly what to expect. And the first thing you'll notice there is that as the torpedo flies near to the hull, we get light casting from the torpedo onto the hull, and then secondary, when we get an explosion like there, we get a different light source which kind of slowly fades and matches the colour of the explosion. As with all of these lights, it affects the normal maps, and we also get a specular highlight from them as well. And the whole thing is really simple to edit, just the same as we were looking at in the last video, with a radius value, a colour value, and an intensity value. So it should make it really easy for modders to change those values. One of the things that we have said previously is that we need to add shadows to this. We talked about that in the last video. Still the case here. We're getting big explosions, and that's kind of shining up the whole of the underside of the ship. What you'll find in the final game when we've got shadow maps working is that you'll actually get a shadow casting from the explosion across the hull, and that should look really good. I'm just going to start moving the ship around a little bit now. So this is the first time that deferred lighting has actually been implemented on the weapon system of a Star Trek game. And the effect is generally that we have a lot more control over the way that the weapon glows. It also works really well with the normal maps, as you can probably tell. Really highlights all the little nooks and crannies on the hull. So, just quickly to remind you that we've got the team Q&A, which we filmed back at the Excalibur conference a couple of weeks ago. That will be going up on YouTube soon. And just also to remind you to keep an eye on our Facebook page. We're going to be posting on there as regularly as we can. So hopefully there'll be some interesting stuff up there for you to see.